his wife again. And she bore a son and called him Seth, saying, God has given me another child in place of Abel, whom Cain slew. Seth also had a son, whom he called Enosh. At that time, men began to call on the name of the Lord. This is the record of the descendants of Adam. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God, male and female, he called them. And he blessed them and called them man, and they were created. When Adam was 130 years old, he became the father of a son in his own likeness, after his image, and he called him Seth. Adam lived 800 years after the birth of Seth, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Adam was 930 years. Then he died. When Seth was 105 years old, he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 807 years after the birth of Enosh, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Seth was 912 years, then he died. When Enosh was 90 years old, he became the father of Canaan. Enosh lived 815 years after the birth of Canaan, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Enosh was 905 years, then he died. When Canaan was 70 years old, he became the father of Mahalalel. Canaan lived 840 years after the birth of Mahalalel, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Canaan was 910 years, then he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 830 years after the birth of Jared, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Mahalalel was 895 years, then he died. When Jared was 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. Jared lived 800 years after the birth of Enoch, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Jared was 962 years, then he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, he became the father of Methuselah. Enoch walked with God 300 years after the birth of Methuselah, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Enoch was 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and he was seen no more because he took him. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years after the birth of Lamech, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Methuselah was 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he became the father of a son, and he called him Noah, saying, This one shall bring us comfort from our work, and from the toil of our hands in the ground, which the Lord cursed. Lamech lived 595 years after the birth of Noah, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Lamech was 777 years, then he died. When Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. When men began to multiply on the earth, and had daughters born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they took their wives for themselves, as many as they wished. Then the Lord said,
My spirit shall not remain in man forever. Since he is flesh, his lifetime should be 120 years.
giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God had relations with the daughters of men, who bore children to them. These were the mighty men who were of old, the men of renown. When the Lord saw that the wickedness of man on the earth was great, and that man's every thought and all the inclination of his heart were only evil, he regretted that he had made man on the earth, and was grieved to the heart. Then the Lord said,
I will wipe from the earth man whom I have created, man and beast, crawling creature and bird of the air as well, for I regret that I made them.
But Noah found favor with the Lord. This is the story of Noah. Noah was a just man, blameless among the men of his day. He walked with God. Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was corrupt in the sight of God, and it was filled with violence. God saw that the earth was corrupt, for all men lived corruptly on the earth. And God said to Noah,
The end of all creatures of flesh is in my mind. The earth is full of violence. Because of them I will destroy them with the earth. Make an ark of resin wood. Make it tight with fiber and cover it with pitch inside and out. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ark, 300 cubits. Its width, 50 cubits. And its height, 30 cubits. Make an opening for the ark and finish it a cubit from the top. Set a door in the side of the ark. Make it with a bottom, 2nd and 3rd level. For in truth, I will bring the flood upon the earth to destroy from under heaven all flesh in which there is the breath of life. All that are on the earth shall die, but I will establish my covenant with you. You shall go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. Of every sort of living creature of all flesh you shall bring into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Of birds, according to their kind, and of cattle, according to their kind, of every kind of creature, moving over the ground, 2 of each shall enter with you to be kept alive. Take with you also every kind of food that can be eaten, and store it up with you, and it shall serve as food for you and for them.
And Noah did all that God commanded him. Then the Lord said to Noah,
Go into the ark, you and all your household, for you in this generation I have found just in my sight. Of all clean animals take with you 7 pairs, a male and its mate, and of the unclean animals 2, a male and its mate. Of the birds of the air also 7 pairs, male and female, that they may raise up offspring over all the earth. For after 7 days I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the ground every living thing that I have made.
Noah did all that God commanded him. He was 600 years old when the flood came upon the earth. Noah and his sons, his wife and his sons' wives went together into the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Of clean animals and the unclean, of birds and of every creature crawling on the ground, 9 pairs, male and female, entered the ark with Noah as God had commanded him. And after the 7 days, the water of the flood came upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the 2nd month, on that very day, all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. and rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's wife and the 3 wives of Noah's sons, entered the ark together. They and every kind of wild animal, every kind of cattle, every kind of reptile crawling on the earth, and every kind of bird, every kind of winged creature, pairs of all flesh in which there was the breath of life, entered into the ark with Noah. And they that entered were male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. The flood continued 40 days upon the earth. The waters increased and bore up the ark, and it rose above the earth. The waters rose higher and increased greatly on the earth, but the ark floated on the surface of the waters. The waters rose higher and higher on the earth, so that all the highest mountains everywhere under the heavens were covered. The waters rose 15 cubits above the mountains, so that they were covered. All the flesh that moved on the earth died, birds, cattle, wild animals, all creatures that creep on the earth, and all men, all that were on the dry land, in those whose nostrils had the breath of life, died. And every living thing on the earth was wiped out, from man to beast, from reptile to bird of the air. They were wiped from the earth. Only Noah and those with him in the ark were left. The waters rose on the earth 150 days. Then God remembered Noah, and all the wild animals and all the cattle that were with him in the ark. And God sent a wind over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens were closed, and the rain from the heavens was withheld. The waters steadily receded from the earth. They subsided at the end of 150 days. And in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month. On the 1st day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains appeared. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window which he had made in the ark and released a raven. It flew to and fro until the waters had dried off the earth.
Then he sent a dove to see if the waters had abated from the surface of the ground.
But the dove found no place to alight. So she returned to him in the ark, for the water covered the whole earth. He put forth his hand and caught her and drew her to him in the ark. He waited another 7 days and again sent forth the dove from the ark. The dove came back to him in the evening, and there in her mouth was a green olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had abated from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, but she did not return to him any more. Now in the 601st year, in the 1st month, on the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried off the earth. Noah removed the covering of the ark and saw that the surface of the ground had dried. In the 2nd month, on the 20th day of the month, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah,
Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing you have, all flesh, birds, cattle, and every creature crawling on the earth, that they may abound on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth.
Noah went forth with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. All wild animals, all cattle, all birds, and all creatures crawling on the earth, according to their kinds, they went out of the ark. Then Noah built an altar. He took off every clean animal and of every clean bird, and offered holocausts on the altar. When the Lord smelled the sweet odor, he said to himself,
I will never again curse the ground on account of man, for the inclination of man's heart is evil from his youth. I will never again destroy every living creature, as I have done. As long as the earth shall last, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night, shall not cease.
God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them,
Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you shall be upon all the wild animals of the earth, and upon every bird of the air, upon all creatures that crawl on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your power they are delivered. Every creature that moves and lives shall be for food for you. As I gave you the green plants, I gave you everything, but flesh with its life, that is, its blood, you shall not eat. Surely I will require an account of your life's blood. From every beast I will require it. And from every man I will require the life of his fellow. Whoever sheds the blood of a man, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God man was made. But you, be fruitful and multiply, abound on the earth and subdue it.
And God said to Noah,
And to his sons with him, I will establish my covenant with you, and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, and every wild animal with you, all that came out of the ark, even the wild animals. I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be destroyed by the waters of the flood. Never again shall be a flood to destroy the earth.
and God said,
This is the token of the covenant. I set it between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for all generations to come. I will set my bow in the clouds, and it shall be a token of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring the clouds over the earth and the bow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. Never again shall the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will look upon it and recall the perpetual covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth.
God said to Noah,
This is the token of the covenant which I established between me and all flesh that is on the earth.
the sons of Noah, who went out of the ark, were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham is the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah. From these the whole earth was peopled. Now Noah began to till the soil, and he planted a vineyard. When he drank of the wine, he became drunk and lay naked in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his two brothers outside. But Sem and Japheth took a robe and laying it upon their shoulders went backward and covered their father's nakedness. As their faces were turned away, they did not see their father's nakedness.